You were walking on the moon. Now you're feeling low. What they said wasn't true. You're beautiful. Sticks and stones break your bones. I know what you're feeling. Words like those won't steal your glow. You one in a million this. This is for all the girls. Girls all over the world. Whatever you've been told, you're worth more than gold. So hold your head up high. It's your time to shine. From the inside out it shows. You're worth more than gold. Yes, you are, girls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Cicely Maheed. I am CEO of Cages to Wings Incorporated and subsidiary Pretty Enough Jewelry and Accessories. And you are joining me at the Pretty Enough Self-Esteem Workshop for Girls. So thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to get started with you. A little bit about me. My nonprofit caters to the personal development of at-risk youth. And I have developed a ton of tools and resources to make sure that youth that are on the streets or youth that are pretty much at risk, youth that are in on probation or homeless or have low self-esteem or depressed, whatever it may be, I have developed tools for those youth. If you are one of those, I can help you. Please check out my website at www.cagestowings.org and you will be able to find something that we can help you with. So let's get started with the workshop. I'm really excited about this. Now, I sent out to all of my participants icebreaker questions, and I'm going to read two of those I received back. The first one is from Michaela, and the icebreaker questions are your name, one thing you're good at, and what is one thing you want to learn to improve to increase your self-esteem. So let me read Michaela's. And Michaela says that one thing that she's good at is making movies. And one thing that she wants to learn to improve or increase her self-esteem is not to be selfish. So Michaela, after this workshop is over with, at the end of the workshop, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question for you. Okay? So don't worry about that. Just stay tuned and wait for that. The next one is from Kimberly. And Kimberly says that the one thing she's good at is softball. And her thing that she wants to change or wants to learn to improve or increase her self-esteem is to be more comfortable around people. And Kimberly, I'm going to also answer that question at the end of the workshop, so stay tuned. You will get your answer. All right, so let's get started. Today, I'm just going to go over a quick overview of this workshop. It is a self-esteem workshop for girls ages 12 to 19, and we're going to discuss what self-esteem is. I'm also going to do some breakout activities, and for those of you that are not here in person, or that couldn't be here in person at my workshop, I usually do these fun craft activities, and because you're not here, I do encourage you, if you are with a group of people, to go ahead and create your own craft activity. Have a self-esteem create day or creativity day and enjoy yourself. We usually make tiaras for the girls and we put little names on it, or we put positive statements on there, and then they wear the tiaras and they take pictures or they do the little henna tattoos, and it's a lot of fun. But because you're not here in person, we cannot do that. So I do encourage you to, after this workshop, to go out there and have your own self-esteem craft day. Before I get started, I want to thank those that did sign up for the workshop. Joseph and your group, Kathy and your group, Kayla, Kelly, Kimberly, anyone else that I did not mention, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that. And let's see, I'm going to talk about some affirmations. And I also have a contest going on, really exciting contest. I'll tell you that at the end of the workshop. I'm going to discuss the contents of the kit. Each one of you that signed up for this workshop is going to receive a Pretty Enough self-esteem toolkit that you can use at home. I'm also going to give you some tips for building self-esteem, and then I'm going to close the workshop, answer those icebreaker questions that I just read, and then I'm going to leave it up to you. If you have any questions, you'll be able to email me. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is a realistic respect for or a favorable impression of oneself. So it's basically your self-respect. Now that's the dictionary definition of self-esteem. In layman's terms, it's pretty much how do you esteem yourself? What is your opinion of yourself? How much do you respect yourself? That's pretty much what self-esteem is. And the most important thing is you have to have a foundation of the knowledge of yourself, because without that foundation, you really can't do anything about your self-esteem. So it's important that you know who you are and that you're willing to cultivate a relationship with yourself if you don't. And that foundation is going to help you improve your self-esteem. Okay? So that is the most important thing. Now let me go through a scenario. I want you to think about it. It's really simple. It's not hard at all. And I want you to, I'm going to read the scenario to you, and then I want you to think to yourself, talk amongst your group of people, and try to figure out if this girl is exhibiting low self-esteem or high self-esteem. Okay? So here we go. Her name is Katie, and Katie has just moved to a new town. She is attending a new school, and she's in her homeroom class. And her teacher, Mrs. Hall, is one of those teachers that likes to make her students feel comfortable, and she likes to encourage friendships and communication so that, especially for shy people, so that they get to know each other better and they don't feel like, they're a wallflower, they don't want to talk to anyone. So Katie comes in and she tells Katie, you know what, hi Katie, I want you to go ahead and take some time and find somebody in the room that you feel like you want to talk to, somebody that has a smile on their face, get to know somebody in this room so that you feel comfortable and you have, make a new friend. And so when the teacher walked away, Katie just kind of looked around, was like, oh no, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know anybody. I'm not comfortable walking up to people. And she kind of looked around the room and she saw this really pretty girl with, these really great looking boots. And she saw her hair and she was like, oh, she's so pretty. I can't walk up to her. I'm embarrassed with what I say. She'll probably laugh at me. She's probably the most popular girl in school. I mean, who am I? And then she looked across the room and then she saw this really cute boy. And we all know, we've been there, we've seen some cute boys and you want to talk to them and sometimes you're afraid. Well, she looked at this boy and she said, well, no, he's probably not going to like me. He's not going to be interested in someone like me. And so she shied away from that and she just went over to the other side of the room and she just sat down and read her book. So you tell me, is Katie exhibiting low self-esteem or high self-esteem? If you said low self-esteem, you are correct. That is exactly what she is exhibiting, low self-esteem. And that is actually giving you an opportunity to kind of see what it looks like. If you are a person and you know that you have low self-esteem, that's pretty much how you present yourself to the world. You're afraid, you have no confidence, you shy away from social situations, and you don't really want to talk to anybody, and you don't believe in yourself at all. So that's something that you want to think about. If you really want to improve your self-esteem, you would need to be able to talk to people, have a little more confidence. And I'm going to give you the tools to do that. So if you are like Katie after this workshop, you are not going to be Katie anymore. Okay? All right, so let's start out with our strengths, qualities, and achievements think sheet. And it looks something like this. I don't know if you can see it clearly or not, but if you did sign up for this workshop, I emailed this to you, so you should have a copy of it. And I'm just going to briefly go through them. You can do this on your own. You can put this in your toolkit or take the time that you need to take to fill it out. You didn't have to have it all filled out before the workshop. So I'm just going to go through it briefly and give you a little bit of a explanation of how to do this. Okay, so number one, it says, what are my current strengths and how can I use them to my advantage? Okay, so think about something that you're really, really strong at. What has someone given you a compliment that you have this strength that you, for instance, I'm going to give you an example of me. I have a very strong work ethic. That is my strength. When I am out there and I am working, I am there to work and I am focused on my job and I want to get it done. So I will be working and they know I'm going to be productive no matter what it is that I'm doing. So if that is my strength, how can I use that to my advantage? Well, let's say I have an interview for a job that I really want. And I go in and my interviewer says, what's your strength, Cicely? And I'm pretty much going to say, I have a strong work ethic. And they're going to, see that as something, as a positive. And I'm using that to my advantage because I can get the job, because all employers want you to come in and do your work, right? What about, so you think about something that you're strong at. Are you an open person? Are you honest? Are you supportive? Use that to your advantage and get ahead in life and let people know who you are, and your self-esteem will improve. So number 2, what are my best qualities and how can I use them to do good things? Okay, so think about something, maybe someone gave you a compliment and they said that you are a very kind person. That's a great quality to have. You are a genuine person. You're sincere. That's a great quality to have. So if someone is giving you a really good compliment, or it's something that you already know about yourself, then how can you use that to do good things? Well, if you're a kind person, be a good Samaritan. If you see an old person crossing the street and they have bags and they look like they need some help, help them across the street. If you are a genuine person or a sincere person, compliment somebody sincerely. Let them know, I really like that speech that you gave, or that poem that you wrote was a great poem, and I just wanted to let you know. Give them a compliment, and you're doing something good, and that will help your self-esteem. Number 3, what are my achievements and how can I use them to get ahead? Okay, so what have you achieved in life? It can be something really small. I learned how to make a burrito, or I learned how to cook an omelet, or I learned how to write better, and I entered a contest or something. What did you achieve? Did you win? Even if you didn't win, you learned something new and you were able to utilize that and show people that you were able to do that, and you felt good about yourself. And how can you use that to get ahead? Well, again, if you are in a situation where someone wants to get to know you, tell them about it. Tell them, hey, I'm good at this. Or if you wanted, let's say your school has a newspaper and you want to write for it, tell them, tell the leader or the supervisor, hey, I am an excellent writer. I won this contest and I really want to have that experience to be a writer for the newspaper. I want to show you what I won. Use that to get ahead. Okay. And for number 4, what are 3 ways I can focus on my strengths, qualities, and achievements? So how can you focus on these things? So we talked about a strength, we talked about a quality, and we talked about an achievement. What can you do to focus on these things? Well, let's say you're having a really bad day, or somebody says something negative to you and you feel really bad, or you say you do something that you're not proud of and you just having a down day. So you go home, maybe you're crying, or maybe you don't want to interact with anyone, you don't want to socialize, you don't want to talk to anybody, and you start saying negative things about yourself. Well, how can you focus on the other things? Pull out your little strengths, qualities, and achievements think sheet. Or if you have this in your kit, once you get your kit, you can put this in there. And that way you can pull that kit out, have it readily available, and you can read it and you can remember, hey, this is what I'm strong at. This person may have said this to me, but I have this strength. I'm able to do this, and I feel good about myself. And then you can kind of squash that negative situation that happened and feel a little bit better about yourself. Okay, so focus on the positive things and you will feel better and your self-esteem will soar. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for doing that with me. If you have any problems filling this out, or you don't understand anything about it and you're just stuck, ask a guide, ask one of your mentors, ask a friend, an adult, somebody that you trust, a teacher, or you can email me, Cicely, and I'll give you all that information at the end of the workshop. You can go to my website and get it as well. You can take advantage of your free Skype sessions, which you will have the information in your kit when you receive it. Take advantage of that and go out there and use it to your advantage and do your best work. Show people how strong you are. Show them your greatest qualities and what you have achieved in life. Okay, and again, if you have questions, please ask me. Okay, so we are done with that. Let's move on to another activity, and that is called the partner activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for a minute, and I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to do this activity. It's going to be really fun, and I'll tell you the purpose of it after you do it. So what you need to do is, if you are with a group of people, pick a partner, and one of you is going to tell the other 3 things that they like about that person, and when that person is finished, that person in turn is then going to tell the other one 3 things they like about that person. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. I'm going to step away and then I'm going to come right back. So go. Okay, I am back.